What's going on? Recently, Facebook had a meeting with a bunch of content creators on the steps that they think content creators should follow to get to partner. Why they won't make this public knowledge, or why didn't they just make a video and address everybody, I'll never understand. But this little secret meeting has been exposed because obviously streamers talk. So we're going over the 5 things that Facebook Gaming wants you to do to get to partner. What's going on, everybody? My name is Jared. I've been streaming on Facebook Gaming for about 2 years now. I've seen a lot of different levels of success on the platform. I'm part-time, and I've been growing my channel slowly but steadily for the last 2 years. This little meeting that Facebook pulled with a bunch of content creators is kind of an odd move because it was kind of exclusive. They did not do this with a lot of different streamers. They kind of narrowed it in and only messaged a handful. Luckily, I was able to know a handful of them, and I got to ask them the questions about what happened during this secret meeting. We're going to go over that today so more people can know how to grow their pages properly according to what Facebook wants. This is silly that I have to make a video about this when Facebook could make a video about this, but here we go. Tip number 1, make sure you are using Reels and Stories on your page. You want to be posting here kind of often. I would say at least once a day with the Reels, maybe up to 2 times a day, depending on how they're going for you on your page. And then Stories, any kind of milestones or any kind of stuff like that you want to share in your stories on your page as well. These are tools for greater reach, and apparently Facebook really wants us to use them, so we should double up on our Reels and try to take little snippets of fun, engaging things, and there's plenty of apps out there to make Reels to make them a little more exciting with the zoom-ins and all that kind of stuff. And make sure you guys use hashtags, probably 3 to 5 hashtags on each reel that you put together. I use 3, so what that means to you, it's up to you. Tip number 2 is make sure we are using Instagram and Twitter and some external social medias like that. That's kind of like the funnel system that I brought up before, but Facebook is also backing this up. That way you can find even more and more growth to bring more people to their page. I'll tell you right now, the conversion rate from like a successful TikTok video to an actual person in your chat on your live stream is pretty slim, but it's still worth doing because you can just double up with whatever Reels you make for TikTok, and you can also make the videos that you put on TikTok for your Reels and also for your Instagram, so it can all kind of tie together. Twitter, I don't know what to say about Twitter. A lot of people love it. It's not really my thing. I try to do stuff on there. I have some like random tips on there, but I don't really know how to get a Twitter going. So anybody that's really good at tweeting, give us some suggestions down below because we could really use some help in that department. But Facebook wants us to use the funnel system. We should be using the funnel system. Tip number 3, I'm going to get a lot of crap for this one. Facebook wants us to keep a clean stream. Not much vulgarity. You don't want to swear a lot. You can't use any kind of crude or lewd, any of that kind of stuff, because it interrupts their advertising. They want to have successful streamers that they can put ads all over the place. And now I know I've talked about that, how I don't like using their ad system, but that being said, you do probably stand a better chance keeping a clean, straightforward stream versus being vulgar or edgy or any of that kind of stuff. Now, I understand not wanting to go that route because it's not true to who you are as a content creator. That's fine. Just know that that could get in the way of some growth, but who gives a shit? Tip number 4 is also something I've said on the page before, but Facebook has backed this up. Skip intros. Just go right into gameplay. They don't want us sitting and talking to our audience at all. They want us to just get into the gameplay and start right there. As soon as you go live, you're into the gameplay and doing your thing. I disagree with this to a point. I feel like once you have an audience that you can get away with a little bit of time to hang out and kind of tell people what's going on, maybe just dive right into the gameplay. If you don't have that initial push in the beginning of your stream, then I would say go right into it. But maybe you do, maybe you don't. This could be changed for different people. So my reach doesn't seem to get hindered when I sit and talk for a minute or two, talking about what we're going to do for the day and what we are looking to accomplish in that stream. Your mileage may vary differently. It depends on your audience size as of right now for this tip, but definitely when you're done, this is also part of it. Make sure you trim your videos. Trim, not clip. Trim your videos to get rid of any kind of downtime at the beginning of your stream. I recently worked with another streamer one-on-one, convinced him to do trimming, and now he has a video over 100,000 views. Trim your damn videos. Seriously, if you haven't yet, so easy to do. Trim your videos. And tip number 5 is to use star goals and push for more stars and want people to get more and more stars and alerts on your page. There seems to be, now this is my theory, and I don't like this, but there seems to be a little bit more of an algorithm push when you get a lot of stars. If you get a stars party going, or if you generate a lot of stars, Facebook seems to throw you out a little bit harder on this. I think this is awful. I don't agree with it at all. I don't think you should have star goals on your stream. I don't think you should acknowledge that that's part of it. I think when you get a star donation, you should be very thankful and vocal about it, but I don't think you should push it through your streams personally. But Facebook wants you to push it. It wants you to tell all the people about the Facebook stars and how to use them and all that kind of stuff. So maybe I'm a little salty in this department. Maybe it'll work better for you, but I'm just sharing what I know. Stars and all that kind of stuff, supporters, all that stuff, they want you to push it down the viewers' throats, probably because it makes them more money. But hey, you do what you want. Now look, it's funny because and I'm glad if you stuck to this part of the video, this is where you're gonna get a hard truth about the platform. A lot of the streamers that sat in on that meeting and got this information had questions, and Facebook told them that all your questions would be answered. And unfortunately, Facebook fell flat. They didn't answer most of the questions that streamer has had, like the copyright strikes that didn't make any sense, or why that my reach tanks one day and the next day I have plenty of reach. They didn't answer any of the questions that streamers actually care about. They just came in and told us some fluff about this kind of stuff. Now, it seems like a lot of their tips kind of make sense with a lot of the stuff I push on the page here on this channel. But even with these overall things to kind of help your pages out, there's a lot of in-depth stuff too that Facebook just didn't cover. And I find it kind of funny that they had a private meeting with this instead of going all out. And honestly, after looking into the partnered streamers that were involved in the meeting and everything else, and there are some streamers that are partnered that watch these videos as well, Facebook is not in a good spot right now. A lot of partners are suffering, a lot of numbers are down, a lot of people are jumping ship once again. It seems to come in waves, up and down and up and down. And it seems like the harder things get on streamers, then the more fluffiness that these platforms dish out. Now Twitch just made an announcement too that said, hey, you guys can restream to TikTok and Instagram Live. You still can't restream to Facebook and YouTube with having the affiliate program. So I don't know if any of you guys are Twitch streamers or if you're thinking about Twitch. They almost seem to have the same kind of issue where their lack of communication and what their long-term goals are for the streamers aren't very clear. Now, Facebook's still investing tons of money and still trying to grow, but I feel like they're really broken and they got to get their heads out of their asses to get these things working properly. Obviously, just straightforward notifications is one thing we require as streamers, and then not being damned if we switch games. That's more or less the thing that most streamers want. They want some stability, and we don't seem to have stability on this platform yet, because at any given moment we're getting copyright strikes or community against community standard posts, which I've gotten 7 of those in like the last 8 hours. I have no idea why. And it's from sharing my friend's page who co-hosted a stream with me. Doesn't make any sense. It's a mess. It's a goddamn mess, and it's frustrating. And I'm sorry if you're frustrated as well. But hey, Facebook has some suggestions for you guys. And not to brag or anything, but I have videos on all these suggestions over the last 2 years of doing these YouTube videos. It doesn't need to be a secret or have a secret meeting. It's actually kind of annoying that they pulled something like this and they sold the idea of partner, got a bunch of people in for these meetings, and more or less just wasted their time. But now you don't have to have your time wasted because you watched the rest of this video, right? Let me know down below if you made it to the end of this video. Otherwise, guys, hit that like button, subscribe up. That way we can keep up with my weekly content, making us all better streamers. That's including myself and what I learn as I go along. I'll see you guys next week.
My shell crunch brings all the joy to the yard. I'm like, it's making me hard. Damn right, it's making you hard. You can eat me, but half in shard.